97X, the Quad Cities Classic Rock Authority, and Pink Floyd. Hey, it's Bill Stage. I'm with Jose from 3 Years Hollow. And I say Jose from 3 Years Hollow because I'm not 100% sure how to pronounce your last name.
I don't know if really anybody does, but that
Help
works.
me out.
So, Jose Urquiza.
Urquiza. Okay, I was definitely going to mess that up. So thank you for coming by. You have something really cool going on. But first, I want to ask about 3 Years Hollow. Anything going on with the band? Are you guys thinking about getting back into the studio? What's going on with them?
Yeah. We've been in the studio. I mean, technically, since I have a studio, we're always writing. But last week, actually, we signed with Artery Global Agency for a new booking agent. So this year, we'll start to go off on the road and do some shows and tours again. And we have some new music coming out in April. So,
is this going to be an album, or are you just going to throw some singles out and see where they stick?
Yeah, right now, I don't know. You know, we want to do a record, but it works for us to just throw out singles right now while we're figuring out exactly what our plans are going to be. So.
Yeah, because with the music industry nowadays, I mean, it used to be you did a very specific deal. You put a single out, and that followed the record or the EP. And now you can kind of, with social media, you can kind of do whatever you want.
Absolutely. And you know, I'm still old school, so I still want to put out an album and have that there, and that probably is what we'll do just because of that. But we'll definitely put on a couple singles individually first.
Yeah, that's awesome. And you run the Attic recording studio in Geneseo. How's that going for you?
Great. Yeah, it's we've been there for 2 years, and I started off in one little production room, and we've got a whole wing of the building now, and honestly running out of space. So
nice.
Really cool things happening.
Very cool things. As a matter of fact, you're going to be getting Morgan Rose from Sevendust, and you guys are doing like a recording clinic. You've done one already, and I saw that they did a little documentary that looked awesome.
Thanks. Yeah.
It's a very cool thing. Tell people a little bit about what goes on.
Yeah, so I mean, I had this idea where me and Morgan have been producing and writing with other bands for a couple years, and we thought about just bringing a whole group of people in. They do these clinics out on the road where it's, you know, just drums or guitars, and we thought, why don't we bring 10 people into the recording studio and write with them and give them the experience of writing with Morgan. You know, it's for some guys, you know, it's their favorite musician, favorite drummer, and a chance of a lifetime. So it's really cool for me to be part of that with Morgan, who is, you know, my favorite drummer as well. So.
Yeah, I just remember seeing those guys up at Pigstock and the Pig Pen a couple times, just being like, holy cow, that guy's a monster. So we're going to be talking more with Jose here on Facebook Live. So search for 97X Radio on that platform, and we'll talk to him here in just a second. We got Van Halen and Kiss coming up next on 97X.
As if you needed another reason to look forward.
And we're back on Facebook Live. Now, with this clinic, you said you've been working with Morgan for a little while. How many spaces are in this clinic? How many? Tell me a little bit more detail on what people can expect at this thing.
So we did our very first one of these back in January, and we just did one day. We wanted to try it out, and it worked great. Everybody had a great time. We did a documentary, so we're putting out a 4-part series that a good friend of mine, Nate, did while he was there, and we're going to do 2 more clinics, March 16th and 17th, so next weekend. The 17th is actually my birthday, so it's kind of a in-studio clinic birthday celebration.
Nice.
And basically they just come in the studio for 8 hours or longer and writing with Morgan and kind of getting a sense for how he goes about creating music. And
yeah, and you kind of got a little sense of that from watching, I mean, just the 2-minute documentary.
Yeah.
You really kind of see how Morgan orchestrated from nothing.
Yeah.
You know, and that's the beauty part about music in general. I think it can come from a speck of nothing into a like, wow, this is an actual huge piece of music. Did you just do one song last time?
Yeah, so normally when we're producing a band, Morgan and I will spend 2 full days just to work on one song. You know, the first day is pre-production and writing, because we're actually usually creating a song from nothing with these bands. And then the second day is all tracking. But this, we kind of put it all into one quick day, and we did a whole song, and I did some vocals for it, and eventually here we'll be releasing it. So the guys that came to the clinic actually recorded some guitar and will be part of that release.
And the guys that come to these clinics, are they experienced in the studio? Are they complete newbies?
Half and half. Yeah. Some of them don't play any instruments at all and just wanted to be part of the process. And some of them, love, playing music and wanted to come in and lay some guitar and stuff like that. So it was really awesome having a wide variety of people. How
did you get into producing? Because you were in 3 Years Hollow doing that before you got behind the board, right?
Yeah.
Is that what sparked it?
Yeah, it was my desire to record our material, and I was working with Rob Cimarusti at Real Tracks, and he basically, taught me everything I needed to know for producing our first record, Ascension, and just self-taught from there. So,
really? Yep. Oh, that's awesome. So are you an equipment geek at all? Do you geek out on mics or processors or anything?
Not really so much. Honestly, I've got a great engineer and co-owner, Nate, who is like the gearhead that knows everything and does all the, miking up of everything. I tend to stay in my realm, which is, writing those songs, producing in front of
the ear.
Yeah, I guess so, yeah.
Do you have slots open for this coming clinic?
We do. We got a few left. Yeah, it's almost sold out, but there are a couple slots for each day, the 16th and 17th.
And how do people get a hold of you if they want that?
If they go to theatticrecording.com, there is a link right on the front page that tells about it and the details and what you need to do to sign up. So
this is I've never heard of this sort of thing ever happening before. Obviously, when bands go out on tour, every once in a while you get somebody up at Griggs and they're doing a drum clinic or a guitar clinic. To have a studio clinic, is this did you invent this? or
I don't really know yet. There's a lot of people, there's a lot of things out there that do something similar. Masterclass brings like all the greatest of what they do and does like a video series, and I thought, why don't we do the same thing but in a live setting? And a few years ago I got to be in the studio with Sevendust for a couple days when they were recording their record, and when you go out on the road, you go to a clinic and it's like an hour long. We thought, why not make it an all-day experience and see the creative side of it? And I haven't found anybody that's done anything like this, and every artist we've talked to, like the drummer from Anthrax, the Cult, Morgan knows a lot of guys, so all of them are super interested in being a part of it.
Yeah, because this can be something that once Morgan burns out on it, you can just tap into all sorts of musicians and get them in from all over the place.
We've got a few planned out already. Chad Zaliga from Black Star Riders, he is interested in doing some, so we want to do clinics all across the country.
Oh, really?
With bands or individual artists, or even expanding out of the music area thing. Yeah. So baby steps right now, but it's really cool.
What when you were in studio with Sevendust, that had to blow your mind. Just the production aspect of it. Was there any tips and tricks that you learned while sitting and watching these guys?
Oh man, I had never really experienced anything like that before, where I was watching one of my favorite bands in the studio actually recording and writing. So I was probably just mind blown the entire time. But our process really is just a little bit different, because we're more, that's a big studio with a big board and all this gear and everything. And for what I'm doing, I'm kind of doing pre-production and development and writing. So it's more digital based. And so it's pretty different world. But
when you're doing the producing over there at the Attic, where are people coming from? Bands here around the Quad Cities, or are they reaching out to you from out of state, or are you growing that way?
Yeah, both. I'm very lucky to have the team around me that helps me keep things running. I definitely would not be able to do this on my own. And we've had a lot of really cool opportunities to put our name in the hat for some big records and against some producers that are my favorite producers that have produced some of my favorite records. So just to be even in the running to possibly do a song or write a song or mix a song is a pretty cool experience.
Who are your favorite producers? Who do you look up to?
So, I mean, obviously the rock world, Johnny K, Elvis Basquet, who's done the last couple Sevendust, last Sevendust record, Alter Bridge Records, some Chevelle, Incubus. Elvis is a big one, but Johnny K, Howard Benson are big guys, and then mixers, David Bendeth, Chris Lord-Alge.
Yeah.
So I'm the dude that always looks at the credits and the albums to find out who did the record.
And I think that's part of what the new digital age is missing. You don't have that liner sheet. You don't have that sitting in your hand to be able to flip through and read the lyrics and who's that and what does that guy do?
Spotify's trying and Apple Music are trying. They're listing the credits now, but you notice like if you look at them, there's nothing ever really there. So there's just still a missing piece in the submission of those things.
Right. So on top of the Attic and the 3 Years Hollow, and you've got another project, Beneath Manhattan. Tell me a little bit about that. Is that still in play?
Yeah, so I mean, that was always just when I had time, fun, alternate of 3 Years Hollow project where I could not really think about what we're going to do. It doesn't have to be heavy. It can be covers. It can be pop songs. It can be anything. So it was always intended to be like bring other musicians in and feature them type of thing. So we're working on a new song right now with Justin Taylor from Melbourne.
Okay.
He's going to do some vocals and guitar on it. Cool. And it's really, really awesome. So that will be coming out soon.
And will you guys do any writing, or are you just going to do some covers? I know you did the 30 Seconds to Mars song with Alex.
We've got about 7 songs that we've written.
Oh, cool.
And we're going to do this next one and then put out an original.
Okay. So. Oh, that's awesome, man. So 3 Years Hollow, you got another few months before we can expect something new from you guys? Or?
Yeah, I would say April we're going to put out a new tune, and we'll start playing some shows here pretty soon.
Well, that's awesome. Quick lightning round before we jump back on the air. Who's your favorite singer?
LaJohn Witherspoon.
Oh, that's an easy one, right? First record you bought?
Oh, my goodness. I don't even think I could tell you. I grew up and my dad had subscribed to Columbia magazine. The first record I got was probably PM Dawn or
a classic. What? Okay, let's go. Most influential album. What's the one that really sticks in you?
Chevelle. Their first record, the one with Family System on it, I think was. Helping me grow my voice out a little bit more and getting a little more aggressive. Learning to scream from Pete, I think, was a pivotal moment. Yeah.
Are you a beer drinker?
Not really. No, I don't drink too much.
Don't you?
No.
Okay. Well, I'll skip the next question.
I usually just tell whoever's offering me beer to, give me something good and let me try something.
Yeah. All right. We're going to go back on the air here in a second. 97X, the Quad Cities Classic Rock Authority, and KISS to come into the Tax Slayer Center this Sunday. Jose, you going to the show?
I am not.
Oh, man.
No, not.
It's one of their last shows ever, man. The End of the Road World Tour. Have you ever seen KISS?
I am not, no. I have missed all of this.
We might have to sneak you in. At least you can stop by the Rascals pregame party. Dwyer's going to be there about 4 o'clock on Sunday. They're going to be playing. Electric Shock's going to be playing there, the AC/DC show. So that's going to be going on. I've heard rumors. Don't hold me to this, but I've heard rumors of pizza. And I know Dwyer's got the final chance at free tickets, so maybe you can go and win those, man.
That would be sweet.
You're not an employee of 97X. You've just been on the radio. So thanks, Jose, for coming in. And if you want to check a replay of this interview, I thought it was very cool. Thank you for coming by.
Me. I appreciate it.
Check out Facebook Live right there on our 97X page. 40 minutes of nonstop rock coming up. AC/DC and John Mellencamp next, 97X.
Dwyer and Michael's mornings and the best class.
All right. There you go. It's just that simple.
Appreciate it, man. This is awesome.
Thanks for coming in, brother. I appreciate it.
Yeah, great.